You have 3 voicemails.
And what's the biggest problem or biggest challenge that Vietnamese students tend to have when they're studying for the IELTS?
Oh, they don't know English. I mean, sometimes there are kids in your class too, but they're like older kids. Like the youngest I've taught in my class is like 16.
Okay.
So they're past that being stupid age. And for pronunciation, you also said gigantic. What the hell was that?
Hello there.
Welcome to the show where we have the convos about Vietnam, you know.
Hello there and welcome to Convo Comrades, a conversation with the community about Vietnam.
In this show.
Whoa, I'm not done yet. I am not done yet.
Okay, yeah, continue.
So unprofessional.
Well, I was just going to say, it is 7 a.m. here in London. Long and I have woken up on a Saturday morning, but that just shows the dedication and the commitment. Because it's the first ever golden guest on Convo Comrades.
What's up, guys?
Are you excited, Long? Wait, what? No, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Even the guest cannot speak. All right, are you excited, Long?
Yeah, thank you. I think it's my turn to speak now.
Yes, it is your turn to speak.
I'm very excited, all right? So if you guys don't know, what I'm looking at now is a very handsome man, because you're listening and you cannot see. So I have to describe to you.
Are you going to play some sort of joke with a mirror or something?
So the guest is unbuttoning his shirt right now, and it's best that you don't see.
All right, backtrack. It's the one, it's the only, it is Legaxy. Woo!
Hey!
All right, can you please introduce yourself before people think like you're some sort of wrestler or concert DJ or something?
My name is Quang. I'm Vietnamese from Hanoi, Vietnam. I'm
Hanoi!
Whoa!
Hey.
Ho Chi Minh gang.
27 years old, and I'm working in Vietnam as an English teacher. I can't even say English. I'm working as an English teacher.
Don't know how you got there. Okay. All right. So I actually know Quang. Do I call you Quang? Do I call you Legaxy? Like, you have so many names, but I probably prefer Nipple. But what's the best name that I can call you in this podcast?
Let's say Quang.
Quang.
Yeah, I'm like turning more and more Vietnamese every day. I forgot English even.
All right, cool. But you teach English.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right, so we've got Quang. I actually know Quang for quite a while, actually. It's been maybe a good 10 years, 10, 15 years since the first time I met him. Coincidentally enough, my form teacher in Vietnam, Mrs. Thuy, so she was my English teacher and we were in English class. So she was like the official teacher of our entire class back then. It turns out that Quang was her kid. So he's like this kid who's trying to, integrate in and hang out with the big boys back then. But then after Vietnam, after middle school, I went to Singapore and then the UK subsequently. And he went to the US. So today we've got Quang here on the show to share his stories, share his experiences of studying abroad in the US, his stories of teaching English and teaching IELTS in Vietnam, and then also his broader views on the topic and the industry.
Ooh, so nervous.
It's gonna be a big episode, guys.
I've never been a guest on anything before, so this is exciting.
Well, that is not true because you were actually. Oh yeah, you weren't a guest, but you were the host of a VTV show, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. We'll talk about that. But before we begin, let's do some small talk. Like, how's COVID situation in Vietnam?
Oh, it's getting better. It was like messed up for like a little while, and then it got better.
How better?
Do you guys hear about how some Vietnamese guy went to, I believe it was Japan, and then the Japanese contacted us and then told us that he got COVID, and then why didn't we tell him that he got COVID? And we were like, what?
Wait a second. He came from Japan, but he wasn't quarantined for 14 days.
No.
He was from Vietnam, right? And he came to Japan.
He was from Vietnam.
Look, you know about Vietnam more than him.
Yeah. He's Vietnamese. He came from Vietnam to Japan.
Yeah.
And then we didn't know that he had COVID. And then the Japanese told us like, oh, he got COVID. So we're like, oh, snap.
I think you used the right S word. And then what happened?
And then we were like freaking out because we had no idea that he got COVID. And then like he was all over the places. He went everywhere.
Okay.
He went to like, just places. so
Tokyo.
No. Like he went places in Vietnam, and then studied like all of like all of
Are you trying to flex your geography knowledge along?
like all of a sudden COVID cases like started surfacing like in Vietnam again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The problem was that we had no idea who the source was, like who F0 was, like patient 0 was. So we had a really difficult time like tracking down all the patients and stuff. So we were on lockdown for like a little bit over Tết holiday again.
Mm-hmm.
But everything's okay now?
It's getting better.
How many cases are there at the moment live in Hanoi at the moment?
I've no idea.
Or in Vietnam?
I have no idea, honestly.
You've got no idea?
Yeah, I don't.
1,500. That's a January.
I don't keep. Yeah, something like that. I don't really keep track of the numbers. But
live cases? What are you on about?
Past cases.
But apparently the situation right now is that there's this city that's like near Hanoi, Hải Dương. It's like it's on lockdown right now.
Oh wow! Okay.
Just the one city, because all parts of that city or province, I have no idea. It's like they got COVID cases like all of the places, like in Hải Dương. So they're on lockdown. But apart from that, like it's getting better.
Is it one policy for the whole country now, or do we have apart from Hải Dương, do we have different COVID policies for Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh? And
I mean, there might be, but I feel like they're all people in all cities that kind of like agreed on like a specific strategy to tackle this. So it might be like the seriousness is like different in different cities, but like they have all agreed on the things to do, like the precautions to take, all that.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. But in Hanoi at the moment, you can still meet people, right? You don't need to stay home. You're not advised to stay at home.
You can still go out, but like coffee places, karaoke places are like still closed right now. Restaurants, I think some are still open, but apparently like all cafes are forced to close right now. And like over the past like 3 days, there have been like a few cases where people were caught hanging out at cafes and were fined 2 million Vietnam dong each.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, and then the coffee place is fined 15 million for opening.
Oh, 15 million.
Yeah,
how many coffees do you need to sell in order to make that money, man?
Expensive ass coffee.
Oh my God. All right. Well, that's good. At least there's some sort of punishment scheme so that people adhere to the law, right? And, the entire country can cope with this. But okay, we talked about COVID extensively in the previous episode. But in this episode, it's all about you, man. It's all about you. So you teach English. How long have you been doing it?
I've been doing it for 4 years.
Wow.
I was assisting like other teachers like before that for like 1 to 2 years, I think. But I've been working as one for 4 years.
Full time.
Full time.
Wow.
Well,
So wait.
Working. Okay. What?
Before we get to this English, right? I'm interested in this part of your life before that.
It feels nice to have someone interested in my life. So, anyways, what's up?
In a romantic way, yeah.
So, did you study in the U.S. before you came back to Vietnam?
Yes, I spent 4 years in the U.S. for my college degree.
Which state was that?
Went to Ohio. My school is Ohio Wesleyan University.
Wow.
It's not a top tier school or anything, but it's a decent one. I enjoyed it.
I guess the first question that I have for you is why that school in particular, and what did you study there?
Why that school? Well, because
you could just regurgitate your cover letter.
I mean, I wasn't able to get into it, so that's why.
Wait, you weren't able to get into it?
I was able to get into it.
Right, okay.
Because I was offered a scholarship, so that's why I went. there.
All right. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I was deciding between Wisconsin, which is like this state in like the upper part of America,
Mm-hmm.
which is like really cold. So and Ohio. So I just picked Ohio because it's less cold.
So the weather deterred you.
Yeah. I was like 80% sure that was going to Wisconsin, but then I was like, it's too cold. Let's go to Ohio.
All right. Cool. Fair enough. And what did you study there?
I did a economics major and dance minor.
Economics.
And dance.
Yeah.
we're fascinated in so many different aspects of that. Because you guys know, right? So I know T for Nipple or
Quang.
Quang. What name are you using? I know Quang for such a long time now, so I know that he dances, but I didn't know he did economics. And Long doesn't know Nipple at all. So
Yeah, so in my mind, everyone study economics. Oh, yeah, economics. Yeah, sure. Yeah, economics.
no, in my mind, he knows how to dance, but he studied economics. What is going on? All right, let's break it down then. Let's talk about the economic side first, and then we move on to dance. So economics, what do you mean by economics? Like, what sort of economics? Is it macroeconomics or what?
I have no idea actually. It was just like overall.
There you go. That's why it fascinated me.
Overall economics, because I was one of those kids that had no idea what they wanted to do in the future. Like when I started college, so I just kind of did what everyone else did, and took a economics degree. And
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I enjoyed it because the classes I feel like they were easy and fun at the same time. I guess. I'm not.
You're Asian as well, so
Yeah, I'm Asian. I'm supposed to be.
the expectation is pretty high, isn't it, for you to do well?
Yeah, I didn't do that well though. I mean, if you saw my transcript.
Okay, and what about dance then? All right, this part that Long is very fascinated about.
Yes, very, very.
Dance was great though. It was like the first time ever that I was like exposed to a, like real dance classes that was like completely different from whatever I learned in Vietnam.
Until you went to my dance class, right? Afterwards.
It was a piece of shit. It was fun. It's all they're all different. They're all different. So before, when I was in Vietnam, I went to middle school and high school. I was taking like some of those hip hop dance classes. But that we met like once or twice per week.
What does your mum think, or what do your parents think about this decision? Because it's obviously not a very conventional decision, isn't it? Like to study economics, but then having a minor in dance.
They were surprisingly supportive.
Really? Why is that so?
Because first of all, a dance minor like doesn't take up that much of your time.
Okay.
And I guess one of the reasons is that my mom is an English teacher, so she's had like so many students. They have like done all kinds of things. Like a lot of her students would go abroad and then come back and then change their appearance and then just change their personality and everything. So I guess she's like used to that, and she understands that when someone goes abroad, like they can change. And I guess she's open to change, I guess.
Okay.
Forward thinking.
Yeah, forward thinking.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's good. So you went to the US, you did economics and then a minor in dance. I think in the US you have this culture of fraternity, right?
Yeah.
Can you please explain to the listener what it means? Because, for someone in the UK like Long and I, it's completely foreign to us. We only watch it in American movies, but it's still a foreign concept.
Ooh, this is like the hardest question to answer.
How long were you in this fraternity for? For all 4 years?
For like 3 years.
3 years.
3.5 years. Yeah, for my second semester in freshman year.
Yeah.
So 3.5 years. I mean, I guess I'm like technically I'm still a part of them now, because once you're a member, you're just a member forever. Like,
sounds like a cult.
Yeah.
Wow. Is there a member fee?
There is a member fee, but only for like active members. So when you're in school, you have to pay, but then when you graduate and you have like you don't do anything with them, you don't have to pay anything. So
okay,
you're still a part of the fraternity though. And then so when you join a fraternity, it's like, I don't even know how to say this, but it's just like a group of people that are awesome. And
That's a great pitch.
kind of live together and do activities together.
Like, okay, look at Long right now.
Yeah.
If Long were an undergraduate, first year in, I think in the US you call it college, right? We call it university. So if Long were a college first year student, how would you talk to Long to try to convince him to come into your fraternity?
Long, if you join us, we have booze and girls.
Whoa.
Whoa!
For those who don't know, Long has a face of disgust just now. Probably towards the girl part.
What are you talking about? Girls?
Okay, so fraternity, you just do awesome stuff. What are the things that you actually do together? Share us a story.
It's like a social club where you kind of live in a house where everyone is your best friend.
Is it men's only?
It's men's only, yes.
Why is it men's only?
The girl version is called a sorority. Well, in the state of Ohio, sororities are not allowed to have a house, so they can't live together. They have to live in the school dorm.
What? I don't get it. Why?
Yes.
So you live together with this fraternity people?
Yes, but sororities are the girl version of a fraternity, and they're not allowed to live in the house together.
Why?
Oh, it's just the law of the states. Like certain states allow that, but some don't. So
I see.
that's that.
And okay, sorry, going back to my question, what exactly do you do?
Housemates, right? You guys are housemates.
Yeah, housemates, pretty much housemates. And now that I think about it, it was like pretty
Nothing. You just did nothing.
Whatever we did, it was just for fun most of the time. I feel like a lot of people would try to sugarcoat it by saying that it would help their employment, like it boosts their job prospects and whatever. Because fun fact, when you're applying for a job and the recruiters see that you're in their fraternity, it's like a huge plus point.
Oh.
That's just bias, isn't it? During the recruitment process,
Yeah,
you're not supposed to be like that.
I don't know, but yeah, the way I see it is like kind of overrated a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So that would be probably one of the points that you would pitch to a newcomer.
Yeah.
It would boost your recruitment prospects.
Yes.
Okay. But I'm so sorry, but I'm going back to my question again. I still don't know what you guys do.
Well,
you're quite hesitant at the moment. Is it confidential? Like you don't want to?
It's not even that confidential. It's just I'm trying to figure out what we did.
Most of the time you were blank. You just don't remember anything.
So obviously there's a fun part. There's a lot of eating and drinking and partying. That's that. And then we also did like philanthropic events.
Okay, for example?
For example, like just raising funds, like, organizing like sporting events to raise funds and like go do charity and whatever. I guess that's...
Based on your tone, that's probably less interesting to you, is it?
Obviously, you don't remember those as much.
Charity and raising funds and,
whatever,
yeah, whatever. Sorry, Long, you were saying?
I was saying, is there an annual event, like a tradition, like a welcome event, like something like that?
Yes, there's an annual event where so my fraternity is Phi Delta Theta.
Oh. So
we call ourselves, like when you are referring to a brother in the bond, we refer to ourselves as the Phi. So during this event, right, this yearly event, like all the Phis who attended the school, we have like a gathering, and we would like rent out the conference room at the school, and then just talk about what we did over the years. And apparently I'm like brothers with like Neil Armstrong.
Whoa.
Did you actually talk to him?
No, he's a brother from the same fraternity.
Oh, right. Okay. I thought you had some sort of like video conference or something, and then you got the chance to talk to him.
No.
All right. Okay.
And we have like secret codes and like secret handshakes and all those things.
Okay.
But now that I think about it, it was just like mostly fun. Just mostly drinking.
It was very sort of in the moment, do you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
I mean, but I can't really judge it because when I leave school, obviously I came back to Vietnam, but like those people that were in the fraternity, they continue to grow together, I guess. Like when I look at their Instagram stories, like they meet each other all the time and have fun. Yeah. And they have this bond, I think. When you're in the same fraternity and then you go out to the real world, I guess there's still that bond that remains.
Same like a country, right?
Yeah.
If you're Vietnamese, then yeah. Come on, we're in this together.
But I guess it's that sort of bond that is very strong. It's that sort of relationship that's super strong because you lived with each other. You did all sorts of things with each other for like 3 to 4 years consecutively, right?
Yeah.
Do you still keep in touch with them?
Well, I still keep in touch with like one of them. Sometimes I react to his stories and then
great. That's our definition in the 21st century of keeping in touch.
I have a best friend though. He's from the same fraternity as I was. He was affiliated after I was, so like a year after me. So he's like my he's like my little. He's called my little, and I'm his big. He's my little. So we're like really close, and I still keep in touch with him.
Okay.
His name is Gonzo from Colombia.
Okay. Is he back in Colombia or is he still in the US?
No, he's a US citizen though. He's just born in Colombia.
Gonzo.
He's a great kid, yeah. Smart kid.
Shout out to Gonzo.
Shout out to Gonzo.
All right, cool. Anyway, so, Long, I think you had a question, right? In terms of the differences?
Yes, that's right. So let's go with your background in the US and also now you're living permanently in Vietnam, Hanoi. I'd like to find out from your perspective, what are the top 3 things that you like about living in the US versus the top 3 in Vietnam?
Well, top 3
buy some
things.
time. Just buy some time.
I'm thinking. I'm having a difficult time thinking. I would say definitely one of the top things about living in the US is the social aspect. It's it's a very different kind of social gathering where people just come together and like they focus on having fun and having a great time. But I feel like when I scratch that, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I can't remember much. That's the thing.
But from your memory,
I can't remember much, but from your memory.
from your memory, right? Okay, let's go. No, we don't have to go top 3. We just have to go for the best thing that you really miss about living in the US that you cannot get in Vietnam. Or you can get everything in Vietnam now. You don't really need the US. Your fraternity.
Can you please imagine this is like an IELTS question and you got to answer it right now?
Okay, so let me just take you through the process, all right?
Yes.
So I feel like, well, a lot of my friends went to America also because I went to an English class and everyone was just studying English to go abroad. And then I feel like all of our experience about studying abroad is like really different. Even though we went to the same country, even like the same state, like we still had different experience because it's I guess it's the group that you chose. It's about the people that you choose to hang out with. Because for a lot of my friends, they go to America, but they still choose to like hang out with Vietnamese people in that school, in that state, in that city. So it's definitely a completely different experience. But then my school didn't have a lot of Vietnamese. There were like 5 of us, and I was like hanging out with my fraternity most of the time. So that's definitely a unique experience. I guess one of the reasons that I really enjoyed college in America is that my parents were still supporting me a lot financially, and so I didn't really have to worry about anything. It was just kind of like the 2 things that I had to do was getting good grades, which I didn't do very well, and
you just had to worry about 2 things. So the first thing you bombed it. All right, cool.
And just doing well, just mentally and physically, just being well. So there was not much to worry about. I just had to study, and everything else I could just wing it. And someone will still be there to take care of me, you know?
Yeah.
The mind-free, trouble-free aspect of it, right?
Yeah, the trouble-free mindset. So I would say that what I enjoyed the most was the trouble-free mindset. But But I can't really say that as well because the reason was that my parents were still supporting me and I was in college.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know about living in the US though. I don't know if I would enjoy it as much. Yeah.
And was there some sort of pressure for you to find a job right after college in the US, or did you more or less had your mind set of going back to Vietnam?
Well, my experience was that people that I knew from the US were having a really difficult time just staying there and being like getting like a citizenship. It was like pretty much the chances were like so low. It was like almost non-existent. So my friends right now and the people that I've known that are Vietnamese like working in the US, not many of them have a US citizen, so they're just kind of working and hoping for the best.
On this point, actually, citizenship. How does it work? Why is it so hard? Because in the UK, it's pretty simple.
I believe it's like playing the lottery.
Oh yeah, lottery visa or something, right?
Yeah. Obviously, there's whoever is hiring you obviously have to do a lot of paperwork and get a lot done to get you to stay in their country, right? And they don't want to go through all that trouble just to have some random kid. They would just rather hire someone else. Yeah, so it's hard. Yeah.
You looked at your friends and you realized that it's really difficult to stay in the US, and that sort of is extra motivation, or actually there is less motivation for you to work hard to find a job in the US, or what?
That was more motivation for me to leave the US.
Yeah, okay. So you didn't attempt whatsoever to apply for a job in the US at all?
No, I did not.
Okay. Imagine you're back in year 4 now of your college and you're about to come back to Vietnam. Did you always have in mind that you'd be an English teacher? Like, what was on your mind? What were your plans back then?
Well, I had no idea what I was going to do.
No idea. All right.
I had no idea. But I just knew that. I knew that my English was pretty good compared to Vietnamese people. So I went back home with that thinking and hoping for the best.
Hoping for the best. You look like you wanted to ask a question.
No. I'm just thinking. I'm really thinking. Because my previous question was, what are the top things in the US versus top things in Vietnam? And I'm still waiting for that second verse of it, which is...
He's really good, isn't he? I think he's going to make a really good politician because he's good at evading questions and answering something remotely similar, but not exactly the same.
So top thing in the US was definitely that carefree mindset. And the fact that I feel like people were nice.
Yeah. They care for you, right?
Yeah, they were carefree as well. When you're carefree and then you're in a group of carefree people, it's just a fun, a positive energy that you like. I just like to have around me, right?
Yeah.
Top thing in Vietnam would have to be the food.
I do miss that.
Yeah, it's awesome. Vietnamese food is the best.
Anything else?
People are not carefree in Vietnam.
Yeah, I feel like people just have a really different mindset in Vietnam. Like they may pretend like they want something, but deep down they want something else. And everyone else have that, kind of, what's the
motive.
word? Yeah, motive. Whatever they're doing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it more because of the fact that now you're in your adult life where everything is more work related? That's why you feel that way, as compared to when you were in the US, when it's more fraternity and carefree related and people were just hanging out and having fun together?
I mean, I guess it's both, but it's just how I feel about it, and there's no way to kind of not feel it. You get what I mean?
And what was your example?
For example, like I watch Netflix a lot, right? And when I go to like two of my favorite series on Netflix are How I Met Your Mother and then Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You guys know Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
No.
Yes.
It's a show about, it's like The Office, but like for cops.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll give it a go then. I like The Office.
Yeah. So when I look at like the people in those series, like when they hang out with their colleagues or their friends, like they're so just their intentions are always like so well mean and so pure, and they just want the best for like, you know, their best friends. I feel like if I were in that environment, I would like do so well, but like it doesn't end up well for you because not everyone has that kind of
mindset.
Yeah, that mindset, and people could be manipulative sometimes. So you got to be careful, and you can't be carefree anymore.
Okay, that's interesting. So I just want to clarify here. You're not comparing a movie to real life, right?
Yeah,
you're using a movie as you're using a movie or a series to paint a picture of what it's like in the US. So you think that movies like Brooklyn 99 and How I Met Your Mother, they're quite reflective of the US society, is it?
Yes, that's what I meant.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. Another question here. With all the information that we just gathered, if you could go back in time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And tell your younger self, before you make that flight purchase to the US, would you still go to the US? Or would you pick another country? Or would you stay in Vietnam?
Wow, the only thing that I would tell myself is to just go sooner and have sex with Haley.
What?
What? Who the heck is Haley? Can you please elaborate? What's going on?
You don't have to worry about it.
Long is so confused. Long looks so confused. You know, he's got this sheet of questions and he's like preparing, right? He's trying to practice in front of the mirror, asking these questions to the guests. And I don't think he expected the answer whatsoever.
Yeah, definitely. No, to be honest, I did not expect that at all. So let me rephrase the question. Yeah. If you have the opportunity to work in the US without all the visa hassle, right? You see your friends all happy getting the visa, getting citizenship. Would you have stayed or would you have come back to Vietnam?
I would still have come back.
Why is that so?
Because I feel like I'm doing like pretty well right now, relationship wise and like career wise. So I don't want to, So I don't want to change anything about that.
That's a very good transition into the next part of your life, which is being an IELTS teacher. There you go. All right. So you're an IELTS teacher. When you came back to Vietnam, you said that you wanted to utilize your English and teach. How did you get started?
So I came back in like summer 2016, right? And obviously having your mother as like this really famous teacher in like a big school is like obviously an advantage. So
Can I just second that? So I mentioned before, Mrs. Thuy was my form teacher, right? And she was one of the, if not the best English teachers in the whole city. I kid you not. At that point in time, I don't know what it's like at the moment, but at that point in time, she was really well known in terms of her ability to teach students English. And she was just a level above the other English teachers in Hanoi at that point in time. Cool. You were saying?
Hey, thank you, man. Anyways,
I was praising your mother, not you.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Anyways, she, knowing her was obviously a advantage, and she put me into her school, try for a semester, teach a few classes of English, and I had a fun run. But after a while, I have decided that teaching kids is not for me. So I was teaching like kids around like 13 years old. Is that it? 6th grade?
Yes. Around that, 12, 13, yeah.
Yeah, they're probably 12 or 13, yeah. And I've decided that kids are definitely not for me, and I hate kids. So
amazing.
I could not work with them because they were so noisy. They're just annoying. Let's put it as I don't like kids, okay?
I think you've made that point clear.
Yeah. And so I stopped teaching at her school, and then...
I thought you froze. I literally thought that you froze.
So It was funny because there was this one day I was just sitting at home and I had nothing to do, and one of my friends from high school, just called me on the phone, and she was like, "Hey, what's up? You wanna teach some English?" I was like,
Okay.
all right.
Okay.
And that's how I got to know my current boss. I've been working for that center for 4 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what's the name of this center?
It's called the IELTS Workshop. And as the name suggests, we focus on primarily just on IELTS teaching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was saying that because of this one connection, it's brought you to the IELTS Workshop. And now you've been an English teacher for IELTS since then.
Yeah.
And how's teaching IELTS? And how is it different to just normally teaching English at a traditional school?
Well, there's a ton of difference. First of all, it's fun. And
Okay.
the main reason is that you don't have to work with kids. I mean, sometimes there are kids in your class too, but they're like older kids. Like the youngest I've taught in my class is like 16.
Okay.
So they're past that being stupid age and
Puberty.
yeah.
No, you're
And,
still in puberty when you're 16.
Yeah, but when you're in puberty and you're sitting among others who are like much older in their 20s, you have to act like it, more grown up.
Got you.
Yeah. My students, first of all, my students are not annoying, and that's a huge plus.
So you can be annoying instead.
Yeah, that's awesome. So most of my students are in their 20s because they need the IELTS to either go to university, like to go to a good school, or to go abroad, or to... Nowadays, many of the universities in Vietnam also require the students to have like an IELTS score in order to graduate.
Okay.
Yeah, so the IELTS is either for university, to graduate in university, or to get a good job, or to go abroad. So obviously people are like older when they have to do that.
Can you just spend like a minute or so to explain to us what the IELTS is like and what the structure is and what the scoring system is like for those who have not and have never taken the IELTS?
Let me just look it up real quick.
Are you for real?
Let me give my version.
Oh, have you taken the IELTS?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
8.0, guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my score.
Oh,
okay. So Long, you can go back to Vietnam and be a teacher then.
let me break it down to you guys. It revolves around 4 main skills.
Long is like, this is my chance to talk.
This is basic now: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. That's all. 4 parts of it. 4 different exams. You learn for it. Done.
And what's the scoring system? What's the highest score that you can get?
The highest score is a 9.0.
Who came up with this scoring system? I have a problem with this person. Why is it not a 10?
I don't know. It's like
why did this person just?
But
it's such a random odd number. But okay, that's aside the point.
So, anyways, for listening and reading, right, there are 40 questions each, and then whatever score you get depends on the number of questions you got right. And then for writing and speaking, writing is like a 1-hour test. You have to write 2 tasks. And then one is like you describe like a bunch of like graphs or like maps or process or whatever. And then for task 2, you got to write like academic writing of like whatever topic that they give you. Like it's usually argumentative.
And what's the biggest problem or biggest challenge that Vietnamese students tend to have when they're studying for the IELTS?
Oh, they don't know English.
There you go. Is it more? Does it tend to be more towards the listening, speaking part, or is it more of the writing part, or where's the main source of the problem?
Oh, it tends to be everything.
I kind of feel like this is like your therapy session, isn't it? You just go up on here, you diss your students, you diss their English skills, you just have a good time.
Let me have a go. Let me have a go here.
Yeah.
I used to study English. All right. I used to study for IELTS.
So it's kind of like I'm the podcast host and Long and T are the guests for today's show.
Yeah, that's it. So when I studied for IELTS, right, I was on the other side. I was that 16-year-old that you were talking about, acting mature because I was studying with 20-something people. So my journey, I was studying in 3 different centers, including British Council, which is, expensive and prestigious. But anyway, the area that I feel most people struggle with, most Vietnamese struggle with, is either speaking or listening. Writing, they're perfect, because we can learn when we can learn all the structures or the sentences. So I think writing to Vietnamese is fine. But I feel at the time, speaking and listening is something that it's hard to grasp.
And what's the performances and what are the results from your students? What's the average score, do you think?
Well, let me clarify a little bit about, the difficulties that my students have. Most of them would struggle more in writing and speaking. Usually, for most students, reading and listening are like easier because obviously all the questions and all the information is given to you. You just got to do like a few questions. Just got to like fill in a few gaps, like circle a few like just answers. And however, for writing and speaking, like you just given a question and you have to like produce like a whole, long essay or like a whole speech. So, without enough exposure to English, it's like almost impossible to do that.
How do you teach that then?
Usually we would start with, like letting them be exposed more to just English. Because obviously the principle is that if you want to write well, you just read a lot. And if you want to speak better, you have to listen a lot, right? Reading and listening always come first.
So do you just play like the radio, our podcast? You can play our podcast, can't you?
Well, they wouldn't understand anything because
oh my god,
there's no way they understand anything.
Wait, do you teach all 4 areas, listening, speaking?
Yes.
Or do you only teach?
And I teach all 4 areas, but only like a higher level like students, because if you know nothing, you have to start with like grammar and like basic vocab, like how to form a sentence and like all that. And
you've got no patience whatsoever.
I got no patience for that.
So you give it to a different teacher to do it instead.
No, like they're like, I admire those people who can like deal with those classes, because like they come up with all like these games and like fun activities for the students to do, and I'm just like, just do the question. Just do it.
I can imagine right now you make a great teacher.
And a great parent.
What?
Wait.
What?
I have to ask something.
Yeah.
So the IELTS workshop is where you teach, right?
Yes.
They have classes all the way from basics. I know no English.
Like from no English to like the top level.
And you teach the higher level.
I teach the higher levels, but not the top one.
Okay, so why aren't you teaching at the highest level?
Well, I need better score. I feel like I need to better myself. I need to learn more.
So it's not about the score, it's about the teaching method.
It's about different things. I feel like in order to teach people to like in the highest level, I need to like have at least like a 8.0 in speaking and writing.
I thought you have 8.0 in everything.
No, I don't have that.
What do you have?
I was like 9, 8.5, 7, 8.
And what's your 7?
I got a 7 writing.
Okay, so as long as you hit an 8 in writing, that means that you can teach the higher level.
Yeah, pretty much.
At the highest level.
Pretty much, yeah.
Is that the criteria? Is that like a formal criteria within the company?
I think so.
You think so? Is that something that you want to clarify with your boss?
I think so.
I wouldn't want to go through all the hassle of, trying to prepare for your writing and then you get an 8.0 only to not end up being able to teach the highest class.
I'm pretty confident about that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put Long in the spot here.
Okay.
So
Gee.
in in episode 1, in episode 0, you guys know that Long loves structure, and I don't. So whenever Long has a structure, I'll just take it, I'll crush it, I'll throw it out the window, and then I'll bring something new. So we've got an English teacher here. Why don't we do an IELTS speaking contest showdown between Long and I? In terms of, you look happy and you look confident, don't you?
3 centers.
3 centers. All right. So Long's taken the IELTS before. How many times have you taken the IELTS?
I think I've taken twice.
Twice. Okay.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, that's quite an advantage, isn't it? I have not taken the IELTS whatsoever. I don't even know what the IELTS is like. I don't even know what it encompasses. So now, T or Quang, sorry, got so many names. Can you please explain to us your scoring mechanism, your scoring framework, and then how long we each have? And then you think of a question for us, and then we'll take it on one by one. Then you evaluate our performance. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Well, in the IELTS speaking test, you are marked like on 4 criteria. That is fluency and coherence. There's lexical resources.
What the hell is that? What kind of word is that?
It means vocab.
Vocab, yeah.
Can you not? No one talks like that in real life.
I know, but that's
right.
that's how you do it. And then
So you have to bring those sort of vocabulary and those sort of words into your conversation.
And then
that is so unnatural.
That is, and I mean, you got to do it. You got to do what you got to do.
You have to force those words in.
Yeah. I'm aiming for like a 9.0 in speaking, and that's how you do it, pretty much.
Oh my God, I've got so many questions for this. All right,
and then there's grammar, and then there's pronunciation.
Okay. So 4 areas, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, we obviously see who has the edge in pronunciation here, right, Long?
All right.
It's you.
Yeah. US. American accent.
All right, so can we please start with Long then, given that he's already done it twice and he's got the advantage here? Can I just ask you to be fair in terms of how you choose the question, how you evaluate, okay?
Yeah.
And also, wait. I need to clarify. I have not prepared anything for this, right? This is totally on the spot, so my skills will be...
You have been in the US for 10 plus years. The UK for 10 plus years. You're supposed to be good.
The expectation is high. I'm scared about the vocabulary side of things. All right, go.
Okay, so
go on,
you don't have to worry about that.
How long do we have?
There are 3 parts. The first part's like you answer a few questions about different topics, and then usually those answers should be like 2 to 3 sentences long.
What?
But we're not going to do that. Let's do a part 2 question.
Okay.
Where you can talk about a specific topic for 2 minutes.
Ooh.
2 minutes? No, we're not going to be able to do it for 2 minutes. This whole podcast is 1 hour, man. Let's do it 1 minute each.
Yeah, let's do that. 1 minute each.
All right,
and then I got a topic for you here.
Okay.
Wait, this is for Long, yeah?
I mean,
it's a different topic, right? It has to be different.
Yeah, it has to be a different topic for sure.
Is it going to copy my answers?
I don't want to copy his answer.
All right. So, wait, let me, give me a few seconds.
Very well prepared.
So,
wait. Are we starting? Are we starting now?
Maybe.
Are you ready to score us? Are you prepared? Do you have like pen and paper and then stuff related?
I mean,
you're not even prepared. What is wrong with you?
Wait, so you said that you like structures, like Long?
Yes.
Could you please describe a building that has impressed you? You got 1 minute.
Thank you for your question. I'd like to have 2 seconds to think.
Okay. I mean, in the test, you have like a minute to prepare, so.
Okay. The building that has really impressed me in recent times has to be the Bitexco building in Ho Chi Minh City. When I looked at its height and its glamour. I feel very elevated by looking at its outside structure with a gigantic helicopter pad where helicopters can land and take passengers off and fly into the universe. So, wait, it's not yet. So when I looked at such scenery, I felt a strong feeling inside me of,
All right, done. Oh my God, it was like you were just, what's the word, constipating and trying to say words. You're not even trying to speak, you're just trying to say words.
I'm tackling the technical areas here. You have to think strategically. You have to put in the vocabs.
All right, before you grade him, before you mark him, I think you should just move on to me then.
Yes.
All right.
Oh my God, I'm
You wanna-
scared actually.
Do you want an easy or difficult topic?
Of course, an easy topic. What you want about?
No,
Who wants to say? Who says I want a difficult topic?
Now, this one's gonna be easy for you, all right?
All right.
Describe a time when you did not enjoy the music at an event.
I'm sorry. Can we change the topic?
Nah,
I don't go
that's
to
your top.
events.
That's
I
your
don't
top.
go to events. What you want about?
It's your question now.
It could be like a conference. I don't know, business conference,
Could be a
meeting,
yeah.
whatever.
What? Guys, this is not fair. I go to 2 concerts in my life. That's it.
I've been to no
Doesn't
concert.
matter.
Different topic. Go. Different topic.
No, it does not have to be a concert.
Yeah, it can be anything.
This is not easy.
All right, you want to start now? Starting now. All right.
So the time that I didn't enjoy the music in a particular event was actually when I went to Sơn Tùng MTP's live concert in Hanoi, which is completely hypothetical because I never went there, but we're assuming that. And the reason why I didn't enjoy the event was the fact that the music was absolutely amazing. I loved his songs and his tracks, but it came across as though he was lip syncing, and it gave me a feeling of the lack of authenticity in the singer's approach to connecting with the audience. And coming out of the event, I thought there was a part of me that I left in the event itself, that I lost. And I think in retrospect, that part of me would have been my faith in the music industry. That's it. I don't know what to say. Oh my God, that was so difficult, man.
0 points.
It's
Lies.
so difficult. I
Lies.
can't believe it. Oh my God.
Oh, you thought it was easy.
No, but the thing is, you gave a really shit topic. That's not fair.
No, it's so easy. Just go.
Can I just say, look, can I just say for the record, okay? I've never been to a Sơn Tùng MTP concert. I made it all up. So I don't know whether he's lip syncing or not. So, yeah. For the record. All right. How were our scores?
Can we have a guess first? Right? Can we have a guess based on my observations here?
Okay.
I think because I just woke up, so my vocal cords were not that really warm up. So I think I may have underperformed there. So yeah. So let's see the scores.
All right, I would give you guys both 6.5s.
Oh my God, that's horrendous. We're not going to the UK.
I'll give you guys both like maybe a 6.5 to a 7.
6.5 to 7. Are you for real?
Yeah, no, because like even though they're like 4 criteria, right? But I would say that the most important one that the examiner really judges on is the fluency.
My fluency was bad. Are you for real? Long's fluency was horrendous. He was still talking words and he's trying to stitch words together.
No, what I'm saying is that your fluency was good, but the rest was not good.
Strategic.
Oh my God. Wait, pronunciation was fine.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bargain for my mark here.
All right, so the problem with your speech was I would say it was the vocab.
Strategic. There you go. Strategic.
Because obviously there were some I would say uncommon words, but they were not like topic specific, you know?
So, for example, what sort of vocab should I be using?
So there was one that was really good for this topic, I would say, was that authenticity. But then the rest, there was not really, there was lip syncing as well. But then the rest was not really related to like the subject of music.
Oh, okay. So the technique here is to use vocabulary that's related to that particular topic.
Yes.
Not like just, even if you use like good vocabulary, but it's not entirely related to the topic, is that fine?
So the thing here is that you have to find like a balance between like using big words and keeping like a natural kind of like flow.
Mm-hmm.
So if you use like big words that are not related to the topic, it would make it unnatural.
All right.
So usually the big words would have to be related to the topic.
So what words are you thinking about then, relating to music?
I don't know.
Guitars. Electric guitar.
Electric guitar is your big word.
For example, I would say
melody,
the drop, the melody, and then crescendo.
What the hell is that word? What is that?
Instruments.
The beats, the tempo, the rhythm.
Yeah, all those.
So technical words is one, but also words that have a lot of syllables.
Pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much.
Okay. All right, cool.
All right, let's move to Long's speech. It was
it's horrendous.
Vocab. Vocab king.
Long speech is like an audio, but if you just play it and then you stop and you play it and then you stop.
Yeah, so the fluency was not quite there, right? You kept repeating helicopter. And then one of the things you have to do,
you gotta change it up, you gotta spice it up, you gotta say like the flying vehicle or something.
So that's what you don't say. You just don't say it, okay? So obviously you have to change it up, you gotta switch up the words, the structures that you use. And then you also, for pronunciation, you also said gigantic. What the hell was that?
Time pressured. Wait, how do you say it? Gigantic.
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 Yes.
Gigantic. Yes. So, vocal cords. That's the point I mentioned earlier. Vocal cords, not warm up.
I mean, I guess overall, Hyo's speech would be slightly better because it had better fluency and pronunciation. It was.
Can I just say, had I gotten a better topic that I didn't need to think about the content, it would have been a 9.
So
what would have been a 9.0.
So what you're saying is that you could describe an impressive building.
Yeah.
Really?
Of course.
Yeah.
I'd be talking about the Petronas Twin Towers in Malaysia.
Okay, all right. I'll give you a few other topics to see if you like them. Describe a home that you like to visit but do not want to live in.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I've got that.
Really?
Yeah, I've been watching like home reviews and home tours and all that stuff. So that's fine. The only thing is that I actually don't go to a lot of music concerts. And so when I think about music events or music in events, I went to a Girls' Generation concert ages ago and then went to a Maroon 5, both of which I liked. So yeah, it put me on the spot just now.
You always think that it would be easier if you got other topics, the grass is always greener on the other side. So that's that.
All right. So I'm happy with a 7.0. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, vocal cords. Yeah, everyone remember that. Yeah.
Okay, so thanks for that. So guys, we'll wrap up episode A for now, and we'll be back with episode B, where we talk more with Legaxy or Quang or T or Nipple, whichever you want to choose, in terms of the IELTS workshop, the broader industry trends, and also his passion in working out and going to the gym. Join the community on Facebook and Instagram at Convo Comrades. Let us hear your thoughts, and we'll see you in the next episode. As for now, bye-bye.